Hello, in this video I'm going to go over two reactions, saponification and esterification. So what I have drawn here is a triglyceride. We know this is triglyceride because there are three fatty acids and they're attached to a glycerol backbone. So it's a triglyceride. Saponification involves reacting triglycerides with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. I'm going to use sodium hydroxide, which is NaOH. This is what we did in lab. And the NaOH will actually break the ester bond. So this is an ester. It will break it. And it breaks it right here, in between the carbonyl and this oxygen. So between the C double bond O and the next oxygen, that's where it breaks. And what it's going to produce are carboxylate salts and glycerol. All of these fatty acids are the same. You can see I drew them. They're the same fatty acid, so I'm just going to abbreviate for the carboxylate salts here. I'm going to say there are three. And then I'm going to draw it out as it exists here because the fatty acid tail is not involved in the reaction. And there's my carboxylate ion, and I'm just going to draw sodium next to it. And this is my carboxylate salt. And then, of course, the other product is glycerol, which is just that. It's a trialcohol. And that's it. This is what we did in lab. You didn't know you got glycerol because we didn't separate that out, but glycerol was in your product along with the carboxylate salts, and this is actually the soap right here. Okay, so that is saponification. Now let's look at esterification. Let's look at how we get triglycerides from fatty acids and glycerol. So we're kind of going the reverse of the saponification. It's not quite the reverse, but close. So we start off with fatty acids. And here I've abbreviated. I've said there are three of these. This is the same fatty acid I used up here. And glycerol. And so this is going to happen in biological systems in an enzyme. But we're not really worried about the processes involved there. You just need to know that enzymes are going to catalyze this process. And it's not going to happen just spontaneously on its own, or at least not to a high degree. And so when we do this, we're replacing the fatty acids on the glycerol backbone. So I'm basically going to draw the product that was a reactant in the saponification. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to abbreviate that because this is the same tail. And then here's my third ester, and I'm going to abbreviate that tail again. So I started off with a carboxylic acid. I have an alcohol. This is actually three alcohols, so this reaction happens three times. Carboxylic acid plus alcohol yields ester. In this case, I get three esters. That's why we call it esterification. All right, I hope that was helpful.